With the drive towards decarbonization, ASOS heat pumps have become an increasingly popular alternative. However, with two ASOS types in the market, the question is which one is best for you and your home's energy needs? I'm Sir Angel from Greenmatch, and in this video, we'll make a thorough comparison between an A2A and an A2Water heat pump to help you figure this out. Now, let's dive in. Why invest in an ASOS heat pump? Even though they might sound similar, A2A and A2Water heat pumps are essentially two completely different heating solutions. Let's unpack their differences by looking at the four most important points of comparison: technology, cost and installation, efficiency, and savings. Technology. Both ASOS types extract heat from the outside air using an outdoor unit that works in the same fashion as a refrigerator but in reverse. Heat energy is extracted from the outside air and is transferred into coolant. The coolant is pushed through a compressor where it gets turned into a very hot gas. What happens from here is what makes the main differences between the two types. With an A2A heat pump, the hot gas heats up the air through an indoor unit, providing space heating to your home. Since A2A heat pumps essentially fan out hot air, it requires a property with an open flow plan in order for the air and in turn heat to be distributed optimally. It's for this reason that A2A heat pumps work best in single-room properties such as cabins or, for example, in an extension to the house. Therefore, in a home with many rooms, you may need multiple units to sufficiently heat up the property, and even then, it may not meet all your heating needs. That is why an A2A heat pump should be seen as a supplement to your existing heating solution rather than a replacement. A2A heat pumps, however, have the advantage of cooling your home in one season, working as an air conditioner. Here, the heat inside your home is absorbed by the indoor unit and transferred to the outside air, making it cooler. With an A2Water heat pump, on the other hand, instead of heating up the air, it heats up water. This gives it the ability to provide both space heating through radiators or underfloor heating, as well as hot tap water to your home. As such, they have the ability to fulfill your entire household heating needs. Since the heat is distributed through a water-based system, it can heat up your home much more evenly compared to the fan of an A2A heat pump. However, unlike the A2A heat pump, the A2Water heat pump doesn't have the reverse built-in cooling function. Cost and installation. Given that A2A heat pumps only provide space heating and cooling, they are far less expensive compared to an A2Water heat pump. The price range for the average UK household of 2 people falls between £1,600 to £3,100. Also, given that an A2A heat pump works in conjunction with your existing conventional heating system, the installation process is relatively quick and easy, requiring no modifications to your current setup. With an A2Water heat pump, on the other hand, the costs are much higher and the installation process is more complex. Price-wise, you can expect to pay between £8,000 to £18,000 for an average 2 to 3 bedroom UK household, making it a far bigger investment. Due to the use of a water-based system, in some cases you may even require a redesign of your entire central heating system. For example, while it is possible to use your existing radiators, for older properties you may need a replacement with larger versions, or you may need to have underfloor heating requiring wiring and pipework. This is where the cost can quickly add up. Efficiency. Both ASOS types are highly efficient. While they use electricity to run, they have a much higher energy output than the electrical energy required to run them. To measure efficiency, we look at the coefficient of performance, or COP. This measures the output of heat energy in kilowatt hours for every kilowatt hour electricity consumed. Although this is only measured at one point, a better option is to look at the scope, which essentially measures the same thing while accounting for seasonal differences. While the average scope for an A2Water heat pump has been 2.5, newer models can go up to a scope of 4. This means you can reduce your energy expenditure for heating up to 75% compared to electric heating. This can cover your entire household heating needs without any requirement for an additional heating system. Although during extremely cold days, a backup of electrical heating may kick in when the heat pump can't produce enough heat. Air-to-air heat pumps, on the other hand, have an average scope of 3.5, while newer versions can go up to 5, making them very efficient. While the efficiency is comparable, if not more efficient, for most houses they simply can't provide all the heat needed, meaning that during the winter time you will most likely have to compensate with an additional heating system. Savings. So while air-to-air heat pumps are cheaper, easier to install and highly efficient, you will make fewer savings on running costs compared to air-to-water, since they can't sufficiently cover your entire heating needs. But with a lifespan of 10 to 15 years, there is a lot of savings to be made in the long run. With an air-to-water heat pump, while the setup costs are high, once installed you have the opportunity to make significant long-term savings on your running costs. This is both due to overall higher efficiency levels, accounting for both space heating and hot water usage, while having a longer lifespan of 15 to 20 years. This is precisely why air-to-water, unlike air-to-air, is incentivized by the UK government. With it, you can take advantage of schemes such as the Renewable Heat Incentive, giving you the opportunity to earn back some of the installation cost. For more information about this grant, check out our other video right here. The roundup. Which heat pump is best for your situation? By now it should be clear that the two heat pumps provide different functionalities, and the best air source for you largely depends on your situation and needs. If you're on the lookout for a way to bring down your heating costs in a home where you have higher energy needs, an air-to-water heat pump would probably suit you best. It comes with the larger upfront cost, but the ability to provide your house with much larger long-term savings for your entire household heating needs. An air-to-air heat pump would most likely not be able to meet all your heating needs. Although they are highly efficient, they should only be seen as an effective supplement to your main heating source. So, if you have a limited budget, they could still be a great cost-effective way to cut down parts of your heating bill without replacing your current system. Are you, on the other hand, looking for a way to reduce your heating costs in your open-plan cabin or a similar small property? Then an air-to-air heat pump is undoubtedly the way to go. In this scenario, the lower energy consumption of the air-to-air heat pump would be able to meet most of your space heating needs most of the time, and the cost of an air-to-water heat pump would most likely be too high for it to be beneficial. And with that, it's a wrap. If you liked and found this video useful, don't forget to give us a like and also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to get notified when we release content just like this. With a much larger long-term investment saving, you have the opportunity to make significant long-term investments. Savings! You make the savings, not the investment. Okay.